Hi, this is Crystal. I'm a homeschool mom of 5 kids, currently homeschooling 3 of them. The oldest is in a private school, and the youngest is just a toddler. So I'm going to kind of give a homeschool update of some of the stuff that we are doing. I just remembered I was going to show science, but I forgot to get it out. But we just finished up our Wonders of Energy Science from The Good and the Beautiful. And we will be starting next week on our chemistry from The Good and the Beautiful. So that's the science that we do together as a family. So next, let's see, well, I'll talk about math for my oldest two. They're doing teaching textbooks, and that's going good. We're keeping on with that. And then for my kindergarten / first grader, she just, I don't, homeschool, it's hard to like really put them in grades, but I just kind of go on what they're ready for. She was like, I'm calling her a first grader, but we got to about, it was lesson 35 in this. This is the level 1 exploring creation with mathematics with Apologia. It's the first time I've used Apologia, and I actually really do like it, but it's moving too fast for my youngest daughter. And around, like I said, around lesson 35, she just really started struggling. And she's always like really enjoyed school and been like, let's do more, let's do more. And she was just like, I don't want to do school anymore because it was just getting too difficult. So I decided to just back her off and, just hold off and wait on this for until she's ready, and just go back and do a little bit more kindergarten type math. So I've used this before, the Math K from The Good and the Beautiful. Oh, the Simply Good and Beautiful Math K. So sorry for the glare. So yeah, I just started using this with her again, and it's going better. I feel like it's going to be more for where she's at. And when I feel like she's ready, we could move on to this, or whatever we decide. But for now, we're going to keep working on math where I feel like she's, challenging her, but not making her frustrated. And yeah, so you homeschool moms know what I'm talking about. I try not to worry so much about the grade levels as so much as what they need. And, she's just my little girl. We haven't been doing school for very long with her. I tend to start my kids a little later instead of earlier. So anyway, we're going to keep doing that for math for her for now. And then kind of the same thing with this learning language arts through literature. I had my older daughter doing learning language arts through literature too, and she didn't like it, as I said in my other video, and she's one that loves language arts, and so that just didn't work. And now I feel like the same thing's happening with my younger daughter. I don't know if it's not my teaching style, it's not the way my kids learn, I don't know, but we really started struggling with this too. And I do like some of the aspects, but I also feel like she's another, like, just needs to slow down. She's more of a struggling reader, a late reader, whatever you want to call it. And so I just feel like we need to slow down and work a little more on concepts that she's not understanding before we keep moving on too fast. And I do have children with learning disabilities, dyslexia. My oldest son is in a private school that helps with learning disabilities. He has dyslexia. And then my middle son also has dyslexia. So I'll talk about him in a second. But so I don't know. Sometimes when I make these videos, I'm going off on a trail here, but sometimes when I make these videos, I wonder, I don't know if I'm helping anyone, but I feel like my kids' learning is not like the same as maybe other kids, but maybe this would help other families that have children with learning disabilities. So anyway, just encouragement for anyone who's out there watching this, that it's okay if your kids are not on grade level, or if they're not, on the same level as other kids. So anyway, we are going to stop this for now, and I do hope to come back to it, because I really do like parts of this. So like the math, we're also going to go back to level K, the language, arts, and literature from The Good and the Beautiful. Another one that I use this for both of my sons with dyslexia, with reading struggles and learning disabilities. So I feel like I don't really think she's dyslexic. I haven't had her tested like my oldest, but I do feel like she's, struggling a little. So I know that this works. It was very great and for my two boys. So I had used the older version of the Good and Beautiful Level K Language Arts. I have never used this one that's the newer version of it. But it's similar. In fact, it might even be better. I'm not sure. I feel like they've updated it really well. So I'm sure everybody knows, most people, homeschoolers know about the Good and the Beautiful. So people have flip throughs and stuff, so probably don't need to see all that, but that is what we're going to be using for my youngest daughter. And then also dash into handwriting. I've used this with one of my other kids. It's one I haven't used as much of their stuff, but I do have the first set of books by Dash into Learning. And then she's going to do the Dash into Handwriting. She's already started it, and it's really sweet. The drawings are really sweet, and you can see little activities and handwriting, letters. So yeah, there's her chicken drawing. She just added to the chicken, to the hen. So yeah, she is doing that for handwriting. So that is my little one, my youngest daughter. Okay, now for my oldest daughter, she is doing Fix-It Grammar still, and this she is liking, and it's going well. She's actually not that far from finishing it, so that's going well. We're keeping on doing that. And like I said, math, she's doing teaching textbooks, and that's going well. And then geography, she is reading a state a day from the United States Atlas. We were trying to do Beautiful Feet books, geography, but we were not keeping up with it. So we decided, just have her read through this. She's already over halfway. So she's, reading a state a day. And that's going good. She also has geography in her language arts. She's doing the language arts and literature level 6 course book from The Good and the Beautiful. Once again, I'm not worried about grade levels so much as I am about them working where they're at. She struggles a little bit with the writing. So we're trying to really focus on that right now. And this is going well. Like I said, we had started to use learning language art. What's it called? Learning language arts through literature. We were using the level 8 of that one. But we tried going back a little bit. We're going to do this. She's always loved the Good and Beautiful Language Arts. She says it's her favorite. I probably won't change it again because that's what she's done for like years. Since way back when she was like in first grade. She was using the Good and Beautiful. And we also used some A Gentle Feast for a while too, which we also liked. But I don't like it for the older grades because you have to print it out, and I just don't have a good printer, and it's just easier and better for us to have books, and she likes the Good and the Beautiful better. Anyway, that's her favorite, she said. It's just been the best for her, and I just need to stick with it and not worry about it. She's done levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and she's going to keep on working on this level 6, and that's going well. So we're going to continue that. And the book that goes with this is this. And she will be starting to read this book next week. And then for history, let's see. We finished our read aloud for history, Adam of the Road, I think it was called. I meant to get that out and I forgot. And then we've also been reading Columbus and Sons. I talked more about this in my other video, but we finished Adam of the Road. And now actually what she's going to be doing, last year we did The Story of the World as a read aloud. It was the volume 3. That was the history time that we were studying last year. But I'm actually having her do this one on her own. So she is just going to be reading through this, going through it for history. And so that's the Middle Ages, the volume 2. Yeah, so she's reading that, and that's going well. So she's going to continue that. So, I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. You guys can ask me in the comments if there's something that you're like, what about this? Because sometimes I forget. And I sometimes forget to pull stuff out. But now I'm going to talk about my middle son. And he's the one with a learning disability. He's dyslexic. I have 2 sons that are my oldest and my middle. So he's doing teaching textbooks too for math. And then we do a kind of a mixture of stuff for him. I've got the McGuffies that we're going to be going through. Were just books that I can find for him to read. He has his notebook where he does his spelling words. And then he's also dysgraphia, which is struggles with handwriting. Oh, I should add in here, he does go and do tutoring with the teacher that at the private school that my oldest goes to. So he has that too. So he's doing handwriting from The Good and the Beautiful, level 2. For some reason, he really likes The Good and the Beautiful handwriting books. I had stopped doing it for a while, and then he was like asking me, Mom, I want to do it again. So he had done level 1. So now he's working on level 2. And then I also have this, which my oldest son also did. This is the I Can Fly reading lessons, book A, and there's a book B. So I think he's about halfway through this. So we're going to keep working on that. I really like these. These I recommend for any struggling readers, dyslexia. See here, reading program for young students who struggle with reading and may have dyslexia. So yes, I really like these. These are good. And then we've dipped in and out of 100 Gentle Lessons in Sight and Sound from A Gentle Feast. Like I said with my other kids, I just kind of where they're at. That's what we do. Sometimes if we have to set it aside, we set it aside. Then we come back to it when we need to. You know, this one he's been steadily going through. So I'm glad about that. So anyway, that is what we're doing, where we're at, and what we're going to continue doing. Yeah, I hope this is helpful. I tend to only make videos about once a month, it seems like. It's about the only time I get a chance to do it. But I enjoy talking about homeschool and all the stuff we're using, and hopefully it's helpful to someone. And I would love to hear any comments about, you know, if there's something that you have questions about, or anything that you've used that you like using. I love reading any comments that I get, and just talking to other homeschoolers. And if you feel like this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And I would love if any other homeschoolers would like to connect with me and subscribe. And I always try to follow any other homeschoolers that have YouTube channels. That if you have a channel, let me know and I'll probably follow you. So anyway, that is our, I guess, monthly homeschool update. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch my videos and comment. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.